Okay, here's a quick example of something that you can use an oscilloscope to figure out. So I just built this cheap oscilloscope and I was looking for something to do with it, and I went on RC groups. The guys on the 200QX thread are wondering what the heck comes off the plug on the bottom, right? I measured it with my multimeter and it's a solid 3.3 volts, but I suspected there might be a radio signal coming off it, because we know that we can use cameras with this that have triggers. So we know that one of the channels is coming out of it. So I decided, alright, let's figure out what's coming out of there the hard way, right? The easy way is hooking up a servo, by the way. Just hook up a servo, micro servo. Now it might not run on 3.3 volts, but I think it might run well enough that you could at least see if there was a signal there. But if you happen to have one of these babies, you can look at the actual signal that's coming off of that line. So here is a basic PWM signal captured on the oscilloscope. And I don't know if you can, let me grab, let's see, let's take the phone off the stand. So there's the PWM signal, right? And you can see, okay, 2 milliseconds is my division size, right? So that signal right there is about, I don't know, 1.9 milliseconds, I guess, because it's almost across one of the divisions. Now let me see if I can make it bigger without having it go off screen. Yeah, so okay. Let me move it over a little bit. So we can get it kind of in the middle here. So there we go. Let's see. Let's line up one of the edges. Alright. So it's roughly what, 3 divisions there? And they're each 0.5 milliseconds. So it's, we got a signal of 1.5 milliseconds there. So now if I click my radio, I actually figured out what channel this is. It's the flap channel in spectrum nomenclature. So if I flick the flap channel around, you can see, okay, changes. And that confirms that that output is the flap channel. So a very simple test using kind of a cool test equipment. As I said, you could hook up a servo that might run on 3.3 volts, but that's basically the deal. And by the way, if you count the voltage here, it's basically, okay, 1, 2, 3, and a little more. So that's what's going on that plug there underneath the 200QX. It's just sending the flap channel out at 3.3 volts in PWM. So, you know, use that for whatever you want. It seems to be a reliable signal.